Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all of the praises and the glory to the Most High and His Son, Yahweh Bashmal, Shan Bashemar Rakak Wadash, and double honors to the elder apostles of the great millstone that have taught us this truth, and including the bishops on down, and Yahweh Bashmal Shan Brakatham to the 144,000, and including the 1/3 that do teach as well, and including the 1/3 that also follow as well. And it's your brother Laban. I shoot another video for this week in regards to the MOTB. And, there's two articles right before you. As you can see, New York becomes first state to roll out Bill Gates' digital ID system. And then you have the Bank of Israel pushing the digital shekel. So, we're approaching the year 2025 now. And the deadline is 2030. So between the time where we're at right now to the time of 2030, they should have everything on the ready so that when the time is right for them to make it mandatory for the system to be used, then before then, 2030, it would already be solidified that people will be already hip to this system. Okay. And the thing with Bill Gates have already declared on his site that the digital ID system that he's setting up, he's going to make it mandatory for everybody to come under. Right? So what they're doing in New York is they're just testing it out to see, how people are going to give into this. And without further ado, I'm going to show you some news on News 12, which is a local news in Brooklyn, New York. And these two women are going to explain what's going on with this digital ID thing that New York is pushing, on their citizens.
App called New York Mobile ID. You can download it right now and in some cases use it to replace a traditional hard copy of your license. Our Caroline Flynn is in Bethpage. And Caroline, what does this process look like?
Well, Tara, we're going to get to that in just a moment. But first, I want to tell you one of the benefits that the state is hoping you'll find beneficial as well. And that is, I've got it up on my phone right now, the New York Mobile ID app. And you can see I don't have to cover any of my data. One of the things that's great about this is when you pull it up, you don't see any personal information like your address. So it's giving you a little bit more privacy than when you typically hold your license in your hand. My Mobile New York is supposed to bring convenience when it comes to waiting online at security in the airport. No need to dig through your carry-on to find your state-issued ID.
You don't need to pull up your boarding pass. When you use the New York Mobile ID, the TSA will know automatically whether or not you have a boarding pass.
And it's quick to download and set up. I did it in 3 minutes. You download the app, verify your phone, snap a few photos of your license, followed by a selfie, and then wait to be approved. It should take a few seconds. The app is also supposed to speed up time on the TSA line.
It's a great thing. It's a nightmare at the airports right now.
It just seems to be another step. I can see people fumbling with their phone online, and it just seems to be another additional form of torture that we have to put up with.
Right now, my mobile app is only accepted at LaGuardia and JFK airports in New York.
I'm senior citizen. I'm not into new technology.
It makes it easier for people, and it's accurate and safe, sure.
All right, now you don't want to leave your driver's license home just yet. Of course, it's important to bring anytime you're traveling, especially if you're going to be behind the wheel of a car, but also because this app, things like it, these facial recognition apps are only available in different forms at 30 different airports in the nation. And know that if you have TSA PreCheck, that's something you can use with this app as well.
Back so there it is.
Thank you, Caroline.
That's the news right there on how the digital ID system works. It's going to be very convenient once more people use it. So, and what I have also is some other articles in regards to what the so-called father of the cell phone said, back in 1973, and as well as what the CEO of Nokia said. They both said the same thing because they're both insiders in the tech world. All right. But the point of the matter is that the digital ID system, which is being used voluntarily now on your phones, will be the main thing, which will be made mandatory, which will be the thing that is needed to be in use in society. And that's what they're going to do. So what they're doing right now, they're just testing the waters as what Esau does. You know, Esau uses a technique such as gradualism. He can't just smack you in the face with, you know, his idea. You need to adapt to his idea. And eventually, once you adapt to his idea little, that's how he'll have you gravitated to the main agenda at large with the ultimate technology, which will be the implantable device. All right. And by that time, you get hip to that. That's going to be mandatory. That's going to become the new ID that you're going to need to go by and by in society, as we've already told you already, because we're simply the prophets of the Heavenly Father, right? And we're here to speak the words of the Lord, and the word of the Lord tells you in the book of Revelations what that's going to be. So as this reads, this is Ezekiel 2 and verse 5. And they, whether they will hear or whether they will forbear, for they are a rebellious house, and yet shall know that there have been a prophet among them. So those that didn't want to listen to us speak about the mark, as we've been speaking about it, and, you know, constantly reminding you of the mark is coming, right? Guess what? When it does come, then you're going to officially know that Great Millstone had the truth all along. A while back ago, you know, brothers did a thing on it. I spoke on it as well, on what Klaus Schwab said, that he wants to make it certain that everybody gets a brain chip in their brain so that we can mitigate on false information. All right. So, you know, there's a lot of articles that's been brought out in regards to the mark of the you know what. And we've been speaking about this for years. And now it seems like it's coming to an end, because we're approaching the year 2025. And even Klaus Schwab said back in 2016, I think, he said by a span of 10 years, we should be able, no, it was 2017. It was 2017, but he said it also in 2016. He said it actually twice. He mentioned this twice about the implantable device, right? He said it in 2016, and he also said it in 2017, that we're going to have chips. We're going to be walking around with implants in the next 10 years. So we're looking at what, 2026, 2027, something like that. And we're basically almost there. We're 3 years away from that. So that's why they're talking about this digital ID thing now. And you know, all of what surrounds you being tagged, whether you are referring to the Neuralink implant or whether you are referring to the digital ID, which will be also a part of your chip. All right. And that same chip is going to go right under the skin. The same chip that's on your phone that you got to go look for your digital ID on, that same digital ID on your phone is going to be had on that chip. And I'm talking about the chip which will be had under the skin. Isaiah 34 and verse 16. Seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read. And no one of these shall fail, and none shall want her mate. For my mouth it have commanded, and his spirit it have gathered them. Exactly. So the words of the Lord will not fail you, and the words of the Lord will not fail to come to pass. Which is where we're coming from. We're coming from the word. So when we speak on the word and things in regarding the word, you just got to listen. Because if you don't listen, then therefore, if it does come to pass, you're going to be had in derision. And we're going to be able to say, I told you so. All right. And that's the time that we're approaching. Near and there. So as this reads, as I was saying before, the so-called father of the cell phone, because we know who originally came up with the idea of the cell phone. And it wasn't no Edomite, as they have down here. It was a Jake. All right. So as this reads, father of the cell phone says, one day we'll have devices embedded under our skin. So this was published on Wednesday the 1st. This is old news, 2023, but it's new to me because I've never seen this before. And it just hits the point of the lesson. Future generations will have devices embedded under the skin of their ears. Marty Cooper, who is widely considered the father of the cell phone, told CNBC at the Mobile World Congress in Barcelona, Spain. Such devices won't need to be charged, as your body is perfect, Charger Cooper said. Wow. Cooper says he never could have imagined phones becoming the portable computer they are today. And I think he's lying when he said that, because how would he know that the same device that's in our phones will be under the skin? So he's lying, man. He saw it coming. He's an insider. So the point is made clear on this article and in regards to the topic. So now let's even read about what the CEO of Nokia said. Pekka Lundmark offers his prediction as to arrival of the 6G connectivity in this decade and touts potential ends of the smartphones. Smartphones using smart glasses and other devices that are worn on the face. Lundmark said it will happen before 6G arrives. By then, definitely the smartphone as we know it today will not anymore be the most common interface, he said. Many of these things will be built directly into our bodies. So this is another member of the inside that's telling you what the deal is going to be. So we can't be a bunch of conspiratory nutcases, as Bishop Nathaniel says, if this is what they're saying. We're talking about insiders that are CEOs. We're talking about not men that's basically stupid when it comes to the tech world. We're talking about top qualified men according to society standards, right? According to their field as well. This is what's come out their mouths. So, we can't be that much of a conspiracy theorist, can we? And also, speaking about the MOTB, I was watching this video over here early this morning, and I did catch what she was saying about the MOTB. And yes, she mentioned it. She mentioned that eventually people will be wearing chips. All right. So everybody's talking about the idea of the micro C-hip, so to speak, because everybody can quite clearly see it coming now. And I wouldn't be surprised, yes, if Jaguar Writers is watching the videos, that we produce, because we're the main camp that does push the mark. And so when the mark does come, because we pushed it so much that we sound like a broken record, it's going to be declared that basically pretty much Great No Stone was right all along. And that's where it's all going to end, because it's all coming to an end now. All right. So, if you guys want to keep playing around with the word of the Lord, just keep doing it. Eventually, the Heavenly Father is going to put you in a situation where you're going to wish, and you're going to have that time to reflect that you wish you would have never done what you've done. Okay. But by then it's going to be too late. And let me just finish it off in reading Proverbs 1. In that time, you're going to wish that you would have never made the moves that you made playing with the words of the Lord, man, in that time. So let's even read this. Because I have called and ye refused, I have stretched out my hand and no man regarded. But ye have set at naught all my counsel, and with none of my reproof. I will also laugh at your calamity, and I will mock when your fear cometh. And when your fear cometh as desolation, and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind, when the stress and anguish cometh upon you, then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer. And they shall seek me early, but they shall not find me. Absolutely. So there it is. And for that, they hate knowledge. They hated knowledge and did not choose the fear of the Lord. And that's the main thing. So all of these camps out there that know better, they're going to be put in the more of a worse situation in the time of Jacob's trouble. And guess what's going to happen? They're going to take that sea hip, and the Lord is going to destroy them from there, because they were playing these stupid games, giving off false interpretations, and telling their congregation or people that come up to them on the street, saying that you don't have to say the actual name of the Lord, and the name of the Lord don't matter. And that the Revelations 13 and 16 and 17 ain't referring to the implantable device, but rather it's referring to something else. So a lot of you guys are going to have to pay for that, man. And the payment is going to be is that y'all are going to be in a world of hurt. And that's when you're going to try to seek the Lord and try to seek for the men that told you what the deal was. But by then it's going to be too late. So that's all I have to say with that. I want to give all of the praises and the glory to the Most High and His Son, Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham, Warakak Wadash. And when this prophecy comes into fruition, just like the elder apostle said, a lot of these camps are going to break up and scatter. And that's all I got to say. Shalom.